Coming up on Sports Central, it's next. The latest in sports news from right here in Polk County and, of course, across the state and across the land. We do have some special guests. We have Dr. Peter Ormsby, the track and field coach at Warner Southern College. We also have Sherrie Long. She's going to be talking to us about Pig Fest in the infamous, well, he's really famous, Grant Piche, and Frank Csomos talking about smoke on the water. Stick around, everybody, for this edition of Sports Central. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sports Central. A brand new set, a brand new year. It's very nice, Mr. Longo. Well, I think the crew did a good job for us here.
The crew did a great job, and got to thank Kevin Ward at Award Design for this beautiful set that we've got here, along with Kim and Barry Burgoon for the backdrop, and everybody worked real hard to get us off to a new start for 2013. So,
well, we've got some great equipment in here.
Joe did a great job on it. Everybody chipped in, and the whole crew here at PGTV. So off to a new start in 2013, and got to thank our sponsor for our first segment, the Hampton Inn, Lakeland South. Thank you so much for sponsoring us here at Sports Central.
Well, we have a special guest. We're going to kick it off right. And we're kind of combining sports, a little culinary here. I'm sure Grant Piche, who's coming on a little bit later in the show, is going to correct my my grammar there. Not my grammar. She just turned 100 years old on Wednesday.
Your grammar?
My grammar.
Grammar Jackson.
It's Grammar Jackson.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's my maternal.
Jackson. Oh
my maternal grandmother turned 100 on January 9th. But on the other side of the family, Grandpa Jackson, he lived just 2 months short of 101.
Oh my gosh.
So,
my Grandma Campbell lived to 100 years old.
Did she?
So you folks are going to be putting up with Mark and I for a long time.
Well, it's good to see everybody, and thanks so much for joining us. We have some very special guests as we talk about. We're going to kick it off with a thank you, of course.
Okay.
Come on. You forgetting somebody?
Am I? No. Who am I forgetting?
I don't know. I think we have a sponsor. Or,
I already did the sponsor about a minute ago.
I knew that. I'm still living in 2012 is what you're telling me?
I
Dementia
think
is a horrible thing, everybody, and that's our next segment, by the way. Dementia right here in Polk County, and Mark Jackson will be our first case study. Thank you very much. Anyway, our very special guest, Sherrie Long. Sherrie, we know that you are the chairperson, chairwoman, I don't know which you prefer, but a very important person, I'll put it that way, with the Lakeland Pig Fest.
I'm actually the chairperson of marketing. CC Christian is our executive director. So I handle the marketing portion, and it's actually a large board that comes together to put this enormous event on every year. And it is a huge undertaking with hundreds of volunteers that participate every year, including our junior league.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're big fans of the junior league, both the Greater Winter Haven Junior League, and I happen to be married to one of them, and of course our good friends over in Lakeland.
Right.
Unbelievable organization nationally. We know you guys do an awful lot of good.
Right.
Not only nationally, but locally here as well. This is one of your primary projects.
It is. It's for Junior League and also for Girls Inc. You know, Girls Inc. serves a broad scope of young women in our community. So there's lots of charities that benefit directly from Pig Fest. Every penny that we raise goes to charity, and it goes right here in our community. So we put on a huge party that benefits everybody in our community for 2 days, and then it all goes right back with the funds that are made. So we love doing it. This is the 16th year, so it's a big year, and it's free.
And you've raised like $750,000 over those 16 years.
Oh, yeah, it's been more than that. So right back into the community.
That's really,
you know,
really
when it started,
stuff.
it wasn't made to make money. They started in somebody's backyard, and it was just because people like to barbecue.
Yeah.
And then when they started getting together, it started getting national attention, and more people came, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. We have 70,000 people that attend this event every year. So it's pretty big, and they're coming from the furthest place, I think, is Alaska.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Okay,
so it's
now
a big
you've
deal.
got 70,000 people coming. It's going to be at Tiger Town.
It is.
Friday night. It starts at Friday night, the 25th, from 6 to 11 p.m.
Actually, it's from 5 to 11, and we call Friday night our party night. That's really the night that you don't want to bring the kids because it is so many people. It's very crowded, but it's just fun. The teams who haven't been together in a while all come together, and it's a party. It's like going to your best friend's backyard and having a band there and having lots to eat and drink and just good friends. That's what we call our Friday night.
Well, you got some pretty good talent out there when it comes to barbecue.
We
some
do.
champions
We do. And
from
they're
across
serious.
the country. It's also extremely expensive. It's $1 to get in?
No, we have waived that. One of the reasons, it's always been free, and this year we were talking about we may have to charge admission just because we still have to pay taxes. And we've been able to go through some other channels, and it looks like we are going to remain with our tax status, so we are waiving that fee. And so we're very excited. So again, for 16 years, it's free to park, free to come. Entertainment is free. We've got kids queue. We've got the kids section too. So Saturday is definitely family day. Starting at 7 o'clock, we have the largest in the country kids barbecue contest, and that is sponsored by Badcock. That kicks it off. Doors open at 10 o'clock, so the gates are open for the general public to come and start sampling. And all day long, free entertainment. We have not one but 2 stages of nonstop entertainment. So if you like rock, you're in luck. If you like country, you're in luck. If you like jazz, you're really in luck. So something for everybody.
Okay. Well, I know the entertainment's always good, but the food's even better.
Always.
The process is similar to, for those of you that haven't been involved or aren't sure about if you want to go or not, it's really easy.
Easy.
Parking is good. It's right there at Tiger Town.
It is.
But you buy, now can you do this in advance, buy the pig bucks in advance?
No, we don't sell pig bucks in advance, but we have 10 different pig buck stations. Every strategic location when you walk in, and also throughout the park, you'll find pig bug stations. So we've got plenty of places to take your money and help you, and you can go and literally.
Sounds like at home.
You can get a taste for $1.
People to take my money there too.
But for $1, you can get a taste. You know, you can get a taste, or you can get full meals. You can get things to take home as well. And even if you're vegetarian, we got something for you. We've got Boca Burgers.
Oh my God!
You have what?
Boca Burgers. Boca comes every year and sets up. So we've got something for everybody.
Oh, wow.
What's Boca Burger?
It's a soy burger. Have you never had a Boca Burger? It's great.
No, I'm a
It's an
meat eater.
alternative.
I'm a carnivore.
Well, then you're going to be right at home at Pig Fest.
Okay, well, I know, because I go every single year, have a
It's
great
fun.
time every single year. The entertainment's good, and you know,
And it's a community event. Even though people
spend a
come from
fortune.
Orlando and Tampa and all
You
over,
said they're coming
it's
from
community.
Alaska. What brings somebody from Alaska?
They want to compete. It is one of the most
Okay.
prestigious Kansas City
Competitions.
Barbecue Society sanctioned barbecue. We are the largest, and so they come. It's just like if you do race cars. You know, race cars, you have to compete in so many, and we're the contest that kicks it off for the year, and you have to gain so many different points in order to continue to compete. Now, we have 2 different divisions. We have our Pro division, which are some of our folks that are coming from Alaska and all over the country and the world. Then we have our backyard. And let me tell you, those backyard are nothing to,
Pretty darn good
they are pretty
themselves.
serious, and they are award winning and been winning awards all over for many years. But it's great. The community comes together, and it is a party.
It's like Thanksgiving. You come with a healthy appetite
Appetite.
Yes.
and an ear for music, and you have a great time. Sherrie, you're the director of planning and. Is it planning and marketing?
Marketing. We all work together for planning, but we've got some great strategic minds that have been involved since the inception of the event.
Okay. Well, I mean, in your normal day-to-day job, you work for Lakeland Regional.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I'm the director of strategic planning and community development.
Okay, that's what.
And I think it's important to note that everybody involved in Pig Fest, except for one person who makes a small stipend, volunteers their time. Every one of us that sit on the board, every one of us that work at the event and eat and breathe and live Pig Fest all year round, donate our time.
Okay, so you can not basically, you can get in free.
Yes.
Get in free. You buy your pig bucks. You listen to music, which is free. They have entertainment for the kids. You can do all sorts of different things. And
plus, there's lots of vendors that are giving out free things. We have Links that is coming, and they have great simulators and things. We have
Links. What is Links, and what kind of simulators are you talking about?
It's just fun. Like you drive cars and you shoot battles and you do. It's really it's a virtual room.
Like go-kart cars, or is it a?
It's inside. It's a virtual. So you go inside and you sit and you. It's kind of like going to Disney World, and they do beef jerky. We've got Red Bull that's coming on Friday night, and they're giving out samples.
Jack Links.
Yes.
Okay, the one with the Sasquatch. You
yeah,
know, you don't mess with Sasquatch.
Yeah,
you know,
and rumor has it he may show up.
Okay, so Links has a sponsored display.
Yes.
Kids can go in there and they can do the video
and
stuff.
Adults, we have a lot of adults that participate in that as well. Hershey's Chocolate's going to be sampling chocolate.
Who?
Hershey's.
Ah.
So, and we love chocolate. I mean, who
Hershey,
doesn't love
Pennsylvania.
You know, dip a little barbecue in your chocolate. It's all good.
Yeah, there you
go.
go.
Pass on that, but a little strawberry in your chocolate is good, or chocolate.
And there will
in your
be some strawberries as well.
Yeah, of course, that's just around the corner as well. So we've got a great opportunity to sample some local fare as well as some great barbecue from out from throughout the country.
And support some great community-based charities. So the dollars go right back here.
Now, if we're going to let people know how they can find out more about this between now and the event is
pigfest.com or pigfest.net, and our Facebook page. Lots of interaction on our Facebook page.
Pigfest.com
or .net.
Or .net, and you can go there. You can see maps on how to get to Tigertown. If you've never been there, it's awesome.
Plus, we have maps of where the different teams are located as well, and all the entertainment.
And we'll direct people to do that, but you can also check out visit centralflorida.org for information about directions and those types of things as well. But make sure you get your pig bug. The only place you can get them is on site. Sherrie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Great having you on the show.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, we do have some exciting action, and it has been exciting the last few months. Almost 40 events in just 2 months right here in Polk County, but one of the best was the National Softball Association Florida State Girls Fast Pitch Championships. Wow, unbelievable event, some great action, some lovely young ladies. Check this out. Hank and Mark will be back right after this.
We are having our fall state championships here with NSA, the National Softball Association. We have 118 teams playing this weekend here in Polk County at 4 complexes. For each team, there's approximately 12 to 14 players, okay, for each team. And for every team, there's approximately two parents and some grandparents, cousins, sisters, relatives. A lot of people come out and watch basketball. So there's a lot of people here. So if you do the math, I think it would be somewhere around 20,000 probably total-ish. We're at Christina Park, Auburndale Raceway, Diamondplex, and Bartow. We have a great relationship with Polk County Sports Marketing. And second of all, Mark Jackson, and we've known him for many, many years. It's a central part of the state, and the fields, the complexes are beautiful. Maintenance is great, so that we've come here for, I think, the last 5 or 6 years, if not longer. Well, I want to have a great weekend. I love the fall. This tournament is the culmination of the fall season, which starts at Labor Day for the fall. All right, it goes until this is normally the last event. I know there are teams from all over the state of Florida here. I mean, covering the whole state. And whoever wins this event can put your hat on this one, because each bracket has about 30 to 35 teams in it. So for you to win that one, you did good.
And welcome back to Sports Central, everybody. Mark Jackson, along with my co-host, Mr. Hank Longo.
Yes, indeed.
And, you know, Hank, before you give thanks to not our creator, but our sponsor,
yes,
two totally different things. Have you started training yet for skiing?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's trying to get things going quick enough.
I train out when I get out in the morning.
Sounded like you trained really good last night with that diet that you're working on. The ice cream, the chocolate, the potato chips,
and a little.
I like it. I like it. That'll get you up and going.
You know, I don't vary more than 5 pounds. I haven't for 20 years.
You're lucky. I do.
I just
and that's why
I've got
got
to when I want it and
get up
you
and
work out enough. So if you're active, it's like you. You know, you're active enough. Do what you want to do.
Still gets hard for me, but that's what training's all about. And we want to thank our sponsor, Contempo Vacation Homes, for sponsoring our second segment of Sports Central. And we're with a guest that if this fella can't get you in shape, nobody can.
Well,
if you're on his team, if you're not in shape, you're not on the team. It's that
well,
simple.
you're a lot of things. Actually, coaching Weber University for 6 years now, and some pretty impressive credentials. He's not a stranger to Sports Central. We've had him on before to talk about track and field, to talk about triathlons. It's a great program, a world-class program. I won't hold back because it certainly is. Peter, Dr. Peter, we can just call him Peter, but you know, you can call him whatever you want. But
Dr. Peter
Ormsby, absolutely. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me on.
I was just on campus last week.
I think I was gone.
Yeah, it was a nice little visit with your athletic director, Bill Heath, and showed me around and some plans for a new football stadium.
Fingers are crossed.
Well, we're hoping so. That's some big plans down there from a great university. So thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Well, you know, you've got track going on and you have triathlons going on, but as you know, before we get into this, it's amazing the education that you've gotten leading up to, you know, your coaching and all that, and with your bachelor's in psychology and that, and then you got your doctorate. How important has that played in your role with helping these athletes? Because that's, you know, you get into the thinking of the minds, you get away from the physical and into the mental with the psychology part, which is pretty interesting to me.
You kind of trick them. You don't want to be Dr. Ormsby 24/7. You kind of have to slide it in when they don't really notice what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's little tricks that you're still getting what you want out of them, and then once you get to know the athletes, that's when you know what to do with them and how to do it and how much to do.
Motivation, a big deal for for all athletes, and I think we saw a great example of motivation this year in the NFL with Adrian Peterson, and a guy that a year ago in December blew his knee out, undergoes surgery, but comes back with a vengeance. Now one of 7 running backs that have achieved the 2,000-yard mark. Motivation in triathlon is critically important, but it's also critically important in track and field. Is there a difference in the way you motivate in the two sports? And if so, if not, why not?
A lot of it comes intrinsically. It's like they're going to go to school and do it for the love of the sport. Scholarship helps out a little bit, but it goes only so far.
Okay.
So you've got to maximize the intrinsic motivation that they have for the sport and their goals and motivation to improve, regardless of the sport, whether it's water skiing or track and field or triathlon. It's got to come from within. It can't come from an external source. It'd be nice. I wouldn't mind getting a couple $1 million to participate in track and try, but it's got to come from within, and you just got to kind of cultivate it on a daily basis.
Athletes go through cycles just like businesses do. You have troughs, you have peaks. How do you bring them up from the trough?
During every cycle, whether it's a training cycle, there's a downtime. Typically that's after the season. That's when I don't have any contact with the athletes, and they just need to go through just a physical and mental recovery. I don't want to see them for 2 weeks. Sometimes it's longer, depending on Christmas break. Of course, I don't see them for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But that's when that motivation kind of to get to the national championship or conference titles and stuff like that. So it's goals. A lot of it comes down to goals for both myself, the team, and the individual.
Well, you're also a USA Triathlon Level 1 coach.
Finishing up.
Just finishing up. Now, there's only like 2,000 of you guys throughout the country, and there's 150,000 triathletes.
That's what they told us at the clinic, that there's very few coaches for a lot of athletes. So once I get that, it'll be one of the few.
Your season starts actually for track and field in January. Then with the triathlon schedule, it starts in February. So as things get going, you had a little break during Christmas. These have to be dedicated athletes that while they're gone, they're training without you there to get ready, because when you get back in school, you basically, no pun intended, are hitting the pavement running, to get into these the championships. The Gator Invitational, tell us about that. You're starting off with that pretty big event.
The track and field schedule, indoor and outdoor, is probably the most probably one of the bigger schedules we've done. It's a lot more traveling than we're used to, and that puts a little more onus on the athletes to do the work over this Christmas break. So we go straight from UF. We drive from UF up to UNC for a 2-day meet at
Chapel
UNC.
Hill, yeah.
And then we go back to UF for the Jimmy Carnes Invitational a week later. So it's a lot of travel for the kids, but a lot of them like to travel. That's the whole point of college athletics in my mind, is the ability to travel, see different states. A lot of the kids in Florida haven't been out of the state to race. So it's exciting for both myself and them.
You got to check this out. It's actually called the Club Med Triathlon, the very first triathlon event of the year. Club Med Triathlon, but in Miami. Can you imagine those students up in Wisconsin, New York, Ohio,
coming down
North Dakota,
coming down for an event,
and it's February 12th.
Yeah,
oh,
feels like it's the middle of June.
I feel bad for them. No, it's a great opportunity. So are you still doing some triathlon stuff yourself?
With the start of the team, I've actually kind of rekindled that motivation for myself to get back to racing. Okay. So I've already signed up for the Clearmont Summer Series.
Okay.
I'm looking at a half Ironman type distance in October up in Clearmont. So I'm excited. How about for myself?
Well, how about the Ironman in Haines City? I mean, the Ironman, 76 or
70.3.
70.3. Yeah, is that something that's
it's right before our national championship. So
no way then.
Yeah, it's a tough time of the season.
Yeah. So let's talk about your training with these kids, the track and field and the triathlon schedule. Let's kind of get into that, because I think the audience probably doesn't get as much education in triathlons as they might track and field, because it's a little more exposed, or it has been for a longer time. What kind of pace do you put them through? The event, they have to run how far?
It all depends on the events. Early season, especially February, March, sprint triathlon, so very short. And then the championship at Clearmont, the Great Clearmont, March, I think it's 23rd, 24th. A little longer Olympic distance, so you got the 10K and the 24K bike. We're all training for the longer type races. and of course with the shorter sprints and just quicker paces and stuff like that, very intense. It's a lot of it's on their own as well. I may see them for a couple track workouts a week, but they'll bike and swim.
Yeah, because you're biking for quite a while. I mean,
that's the most time-intensive part of the whole triathlon, because you can swim about an hour a day. You're running about 30 to an hour a day. The bike is definitely a 2-hour a day commitment.
So you get about 4 hours a day into training on top of school.
Oh, it's unbelievable. If you haven't been down to Weber University lately, everybody, it is phenomenal. You know, if you're an athlete, you want a good education, Weber's a place. I mean, Bill Heath took me on a tour of their weight facility. Man, it's unreal. You know, they got tons of benches and squat racks and all of this type of stuff. Beautiful pool outside. You're right on the lake.
You're right on the lake. It's gorgeous.
Unbelievable. Well, Peter, wow. You know, looking at this schedule, that is an unbelievably challenging schedule, professionally and personally, man.
Yeah.
Almost my condolences in one breath, but you do have some downtime. Best of luck this year.
Thank you very much.
Take the team to new heights, and we'll look forward to talking with you next year, or hopefully this year, maybe during the season, if we can drag you away from Weber for a couple of minutes.
Very few weekends I have available, but I will make time for you guys.
All right, well, we'll carve something out for you. Anyway, thanks again. Appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
You bet. Well, everybody, you know what a UFO is? Unidentified flying object. We have a UFO dog and disc challenge. And Hank, that is a rather unique event.
It is very unique.
And if you haven't seen it, you're going to get a chance to check this out. Mark and Hank will be back right after this. A great competition, some great action. Stick around, everybody.
Here at the Lake Myrtle Auburndale Sports Complex, where the 2012 UFO World Cup Series Championship is taking place. Watch these super talented dogs in action. Here with Gary Duke at the UFO 2012 World Cup Series Finals, and he's got his competitor here. And could you just tell me all about this awesome dog?
Yeah, this is Bear, spelled like the aspirin, but he's the actual 2009 Purina Incredible Dog Challenge National Champion, the 2010 UFO Freestyle All-Star Champion. He's also been the runner-up in the Quadruped Series here in the 2011 and 2012. He currently holds the U.S. record for a throw and catch at 104.6 yards, so the length of a football field.
Ronja is a Dachshund Cocker Spaniel mix. She's 9-year-old and she is the AWI European champion. We are from Germany and we qualified for this event in the Netherlands this year. We won the competition over there, and so they invited us to come here, and we are very proud to be here. We play Frisbee since 2007 and are very happy to be here in America with the World Finals, and very proud to be able to be here. And yeah, I think Frisbee is just great because we are a huge family and everybody cheers for you, as you maybe have seen. I love it.
long have you been in the business and doing this?
We've been playing since 2006, and Bear came on the scene pretty strong and won one of his first events, and has just been having a blast, and he's taken me on an amazing journey.
So what do you see for the future of you two? How long you think you're going to be doing this for a while, or what?
Actually, this weekend is Bear's last kind of hurrah. He's going to be 9 years old in January, so he's definitely had a real long career for most of the active dogs out here, although he'll probably still compete in some of the toss and catch and maybe some of the long distance throw and catch, which is a little bit less wear and tear on the body.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. What'd I tell you? Was that something else or what? You know, it's just phenomenal, the training that goes into this UFO Dog and Disc Challenge.
Yeah.
It's right out of Lake Myrtle.
Yeah, another great event in Lake Myrtle.
Wow, it's packed. That place is just jam-packed from now through, it seems like, forever. Just tons of stuff going on.
That's what we like to do.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to thank our friends Chris and Rachel at Hollywood Tinting and Signs for sponsoring this third segment of Sports Central, and this is going to be a fun one, folks. I guarantee it. Over to you, Mark.
Yeah, I was going to say, Frank Csomos, to my left, to your left as well, everybody. I was going to say on your radio dial, it'll be.
We don't know what side it's going to be on.
To my right, to my left, we have one of our directors get us directionally challenged or impaired here. But anyway, Frank Csomos, and of course, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Grant Piche.
Hey, have you seen Frank catch those Frisbees before?
In his mouth, I have.
Hey, it's amazing stuff.
Good.
He's very good at it.
He's good. He just follows it with his head. And
He likes to play with it. You can't get rid of it.
It takes some special treats to get
Well, guys, we've got a barbecue menu coming up in terms of events like no other in the country right now.
And world class.
Oh, one of my favorites of all
definitely.
time, of course, is Smoke on the Water. And you guys do. Okay, I'm going to have to bring it down to reality here, guys, but a little Deep Purple, huh?
Yeah, sure.
A lot of the youngsters don't even know who Deep Purple is. It's amazing.
They will if they go out to smoke
On the water. Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, it's coming up. It's the 2013 version. We love it. It's the food is outstanding. The entertainment is incredible. All sorts of stuff going on. It just keeps going high. You know, you kick it up, and geez, how are you going to outdo yourself next time? Tell us what's going on and give us the dates and times again, Frank.
Well, thanks for having us here again, Hank and Mark. I really appreciate you. It's February 2nd, and it's a Saturday from 10 in the morning till 5:30 approximately in the afternoon, and that's when the awards are. You know, it's a day of food and fun and music, and we got the water ski shows. This year we're also having a wall mural art competition that they're actually going to be painting part of the club. And you asked, you know, what's kind of new? That's new. And then we're also having
Boys and Girls Club.
Yep, painting the Boys and Girls Club.
Which is the primary charity for this.
100% of the proceeds go to the kids. And then we're also adding a third stage of entertainment this year if 2 wasn't enough. You know, so of course, you know, just it's a great event. You know, big thanks, you know, to Budweiser, our presenting sponsor. You know, Smoke on the Water barbecue competition, and of course, Texas Cattle Company and Krieger Electric are major players in this. And it's just a community event, volunteer-based, but with the volunteers, the sponsors, the participants to come, the teams, the judges. It's, this is a big barbecue monster with lots of legs, and it make this thing happen.
Well, in terms of good corporate citizens, there's a lot of discussion has been over the years about corporate America and the amount that they actually give back to the community. And there's probably nobody, at least that would surpass him in terms of corporate give back and involvement. And I could go into a dissertation about 30 minutes long. But Grant Piche with Texas Cattle Company, I mean, you've been involved in more special events than anybody in the county probably, but here's another one for you guys, but you're going to be right there again.
Well, this is a great one, and of course Ron Woodsby, the owner of Texas Cattle Company, gives me that opportunity, so a lot of kudos to him and his family for that, and he's a barbecue connoisseur, so this is right up his alley, and he loves this event, and it does take a lot of sponsors, and over the years, we've been able to influence a lot of people, such as the electric motors and lift stations. They're out of Clearwater, but they come over here and they help with some of the sponsorships and stuff. So it does take a lot of folks. Frank's the guy, the driving force behind that. It's an easy one for us to get involved with. We appreciate it. It's the Texas Cattle Company stage, Friday night stage, and you can't do this event without obviously the great barbecue, but we got to have some great entertainment as well. And Frank's been real instrumental in making that a huge part of this event. It's a music fest. It's a barbecue, but it is a music fest, and it's local talent. It's not. We don't bring in the big guns except for the Jug Brothers band.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, they're huge
worldwide. I mean, it's
of course,
famous. I just got their new CD.
Usually everybody opens. They would open up for us, but we're too old. We have to go on first, so we can't stay up that
So you get back
late.
to your assisted living facilities.
So we are the highlight of that show, but we got to go on first. And but yeah, the bands are phenomenal. And again, like I said,
it's like a rock and roll party. Actually,
it really
it's
is.
like a rock and roll event with incredible food to eat while you're listening to the music.
Yeah.
And the ski show. I mean, it's just a great event. And what's so spectacular to me is that all these people get together, and the volunteers, and I know a ton of the great folks that help you out, and how long it takes you to prepare. This is a huge event. We have like 15 bands or something like that come in the different stages and all the setup. This is like putting on a big rock concert for a day. It's a huge project to manage and to organize, and all the people that help out to do that. And they all do it so that you can give to these kids in the Boys and Girls Club, which I think is just phenomenal, because this event is critical for that operation every year.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, we have the three clubs, the Citrus Center Boys and Girls Clubs. We have Winter Haven, Haines City, and Lake Wales. And without this event being a success, as it has and grown over these years, we were in serious jeopardy of losing one, if possibly two, of the clubs. And the economy is tough on everybody. And and it's imagine that with the kids. I mean, the struggles are hard. And I'm on the board and have been since '97. And the kids mean a lot to me, and as long as I'm involved, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we keep the kids from East Polk County, with the safe place to learn and grow, be responsible adults. And big kudos to Walt Hall, the head kid in charge over there. That guy, is just unbelievable, an angel here on earth. He's an incredible man. So, great bunch of people all involved in this, and I don't know what else I can really say in that aspect, but that's it. It's for the kids.
Well, to put on this event, you got to have great people involved, and you've got Rick and Marcy from Rick's Barbecue. They're really instrumental. Kevin Ward,
Kevin made this.
He made a nice one.
That was at Mark.
Yes.
We haven't got the bill yet, have we?
Yes, you have the bill.
Frank's wife, Janet's a huge part of it, and so you got. To do anything, as you guys know, you got to have great people surrounding you, and that's what makes this thing rock.
Yeah, there's no I in this competition. It's a we thing, big time, like I said. I mean, there's lots of people, and these instrumental with the committee, Newman and John Strawn, being involved in this. Of course, Walt and Curtis from over there at the club are,
And it's exhausting because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, being my friends and seeing you at the end of the day and all that goes on and managing, yes, it's fun and there's music and food, but when you watch Frank running around with the radio, what about this, what about that, you're managing this huge event, and it's a lot of work and a lot of stress on top of it, and that's what's so admirable about you guys doing this, is how the day of all the fun really isn't. You put on the fun for everybody else, and you're running a big show there, which is awful demanding, and for all the volunteers that do this.
It's very much of a family environment, too. We were talking about having a good time and all of that type of stuff, but you actually have Sheriff Grady Judd.
His presence there every year. It's great to have him there.
Yeah. Absolutely, and he is going to be providing some words of wisdom and a little moral support while he's out there.
Absolutely.
So it's a good family-friendly environment, and a few words from the sheriff, who is nationally famous, sort of like Sheriff Joe out in Arizona. But we're glad to see him there as well. I do know that now on Friday night, you kind of have the sponsors function and a little socialization out there, but people can actually watch these guys cooking as well.
Sure.
Is that still an opportunity?
Yeah, and then we have the Texas Cattle Company Beach Party from 8 till 11:30. And that's the public is invited to that. There is an admission charge to get in on Friday night, $5, to come into the party, but it all goes to the kids. Yeah. All right. And
the band that night is phenomenal. Tell them about the band.
Is that the Jug Band?
Well, we have the Jug Brothers Band, of course. National recording artist. And then we have Juno Smiles, who was on the big stage here at the Orlando Callings, coming in and going to open up the show. And then we got a super group that's like 4 of the top bands in the Orlando market. They put a little super band together, and they don't play very often, and we're lucky enough that we're going to have the Downgetters there for our headliner that night.
Country, rock,
it's a little bit of everything that these guys put together, and they're just some remarkable musicians that are all involved in this. Kaylee Baker's involved in the band. Jeff Nolan, who's the curator for all the hard rock memorabilia, nationwide, he's in the band.
Wow.
Just some phenomenal musicians are involved in this band. It's gonna set everybody back a little bit here, what we're doing. And then the entertainment that we got on Saturday, just starts off with a bang and runs heavy all day.
You got the Bernie Lee Band, the Legends of Jazz and Blues, Soul to Earth, Kaylee and Baker and NEM, Thomas Wynn and the Believers, artists Tony Trotty and TJ Moore, the legendary JCs, Megan Paget, Pablito Sway and Yambo, Ober River Band, the Downshifters, just the list goes, Hannah Barber, Tim Turner, Sonny, the Acoustic Army. I mean, it's just a great lineup of talent.
And there's a little bit of everything in there, from and from country, jazz, rock, Southern soul, jazz, blues. It's all in there. A little bit for everybody.
But one thing, the music, it's also a qualifier. Let's talk about the barbecue just a little bit and all these world-famous people to compete, because this is definitely a qualifier for the Triple Crown Championship.
Yeah, which is the Florida Barbecue Association, and we're there to sanction our event. And they have the Triple Crown Championship at the end of the year that pits the champions from Georgia, Alabama, and Florida, against each other at the end of the year up in, I think it's held in Lake City. And not only that, the Jack Daniels World Barbecue Championships were a qualifier for that. The Kansas City Royal, which is the oldest, largest, prestigious competition in the country. Of course, the Jag is the one that the guys really want. And then last year, we were bestowed an automatic qualifier for the World Food Championship. So we've gone, from national recognition to worldwide recognition with this event.
That's it. So the quality of food, the entertainment. Hank likes to deal with the entertainment side of things. But hey, speaking of one thing, they mentioned it earlier, but don't forget, a lot of the old-time skiers that many of our listeners and viewers, or both, have enjoyed over the years, the talent from Cypress Gardens. They're going to be performing.
Absolutely.
Mark Voisard's going to be flying the kite as usually does. some great barefooting, some sky
Gino
skiing.
Yockler out there doing his stuff with the gang. And are you going to be out there doing a jump or something?
I'm not going to be doing a jump. I'm going to be out there watching them do it.
You're jumping around on
These little legs can only handle so much of that ramp during the year.
Yeah,
so I
you
save
were
it
a
for the
phenomenal
summer.
ski jumper.
I'm still doing it. Just got to kind of keep it for prime
Maybe
time.
we could have you come out there and do something, maybe with some jump over some pigs or something.
The jump over pigs. I like it. I like it. We can work on that. 100 pigs I'll jump over. How's that sound?
You guys are out there and you did a wonderful video last year, and it's going to be up on our website, www.boysandgirlsbbq.com. And go to that site. There's a lot more information there. You got boysandgirlsbbq.com. We're gonna have that video up there. We're gonna come out this funny.
Year too.
And do it again.
Oh yeah.
Very, very, very nice.
One other topic that I want to address, because I know the location is concentrated, and so you have an opportunity to see a lot, to do a lot, but getting there and parking.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about the parking this year.
2400 Havendale Boulevard is the event address. This year we have premier parking, and we're going to charge $5. Again, all the money goes to the kids. We're over there at Gardner Elementary, which is right straight west of the club, right next to the event. And then across the street at Oak Ridge Funeral Home on Havendale. That'll be our 2 premier parking lots. Then just west of the Moose Lodge, there's a big lot, and then the Champions Gate Church, we have the Park and Ride Shuttle.
That's free.
Free to there.
So
and
go
then
to Champions Church.
Yep.
And you can park there, and they'll shuttle you over.
Yeah,
awesome.
Bus is running all day, and that. And
organization, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is, and we're asking too for $1 donation to come in for 13 and up, kids free. So, again, all the money goes to the kids. Yep. And everybody's going to come. They're going to have a large time indeed. And a lot of the public out there has been there. They need to tell their friends, and it keeps, come on out there. If you have never been there, you need to come once, and you'll be hooked. Every year.
Event.
I am hooked every single year. Starts on Friday. Well, Frank and Grant, again, thanks so much, Krieger Electric and Texas Cattle Company for being involved in this. And another just testament to the social responsibility that exists in Polk County amongst corporate organizations within the county. But you two guys are 2 of the best. So we appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to seeing you in a few weeks, man.
Can't wait.
Jumping the pigs.
Yeah, there you go. Hank may do another pig interview. That was entertaining.
They're great.
So many directions we could go with that.
We've got a great segment coming, folks.
I know when to quit, and I'll stop that one right there. But, ladies and gentlemen, we had a wonderful event here, an enormous event, almost 2,000, a little over 2,000 athletes, but they were all senior athletes, believe it or not. The Florida State Senior Games, the best senior athletes in the state of Florida were right here in Polk County, pumping millions of dollars into our local economy. We have some action footage. You need to check this out. And then Hank and Mark are going to wrap it up with the latest and greatest right here in Polk County. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back right after this.
Well, the Senior Games is a way for senior citizens to still be able to compete. I mean, the majority of these people were athletes, are athletes, and it's hard to find competitions when you get older that are this competitive. And when you have something to compete for, it makes you work harder. And it's just a way to still have that ability to do that.
Well, thanks to the Cleveland Heights Lakeland YMCA, they've opened up their facility and been very accommodating. The tournament this year, we had 60 entries. We have several players here from the Villages, which is near, and then people from Ocala. We have people from Miami, Georgia. We have some people here from New York, Ohio, and even Orlando.
Road race, race walk, and power walk here at Lake Hollingsworth at the 2012 Florida International Senior Games and State Championships.
Here, you're going to see where the finish line is. Race walk and the power walk, we're going to start you 5 minutes after we start the road race. So, runners, take your mark.
We have our event coordinators who make this all happen. And they're the ones in charge of planning all the events, coordinating with, for the cycling, let's say the police officers to make sure everything's blocked off, pickleball, making sure we have the Kelly Rec Center. Along with the different sports that are going on, we have pickleball, which is kind of a form of tennis, but it's completely different. They use paddles and wiffle balls instead, the court's much smaller. We do have tennis as well. We have track and field. We have the power walking, the race walk. We have bowling, billiards. I could go on and on, we just, if you think of a sport, we probably have it. As the communications assistant and my boss, the director of communications, we're in charge of getting the media out here and dealing with, as well, we are collecting stories throughout this entire event. You go on our website, you can see every day we have daily updates. So it's just really, it's a huge collaboration of fundraising, sponsoring, again, dealing with media, the media aspect, and event coordinating. the economic impact is huge. I mean, we're having, first of all, like I said before, over 2,000 athletes coming in, and they're staying in the hotels here, they're going out to the restaurants here, they're shopping here.
If you're just joining us, shame on you. We're having a great time here. Some great guests.
Time. Our new set, thanks Award Design and Visual Images. Well, hey, we want to thank the folks at Holiday Inn Winter Haven for sponsoring this fourth segment, and we're getting through this awful quick. Got the Pro Rodeo coming up.
Absolutely. That is going to be an exciting time. It's coming up the 18th and the 19th of January. And I actually spoke with Judy and Leroy on our radio show on WLKS Sports Central, 14:30 a.m. if you'd like to join us.
You and Chris do every Thursday, do a
every
great job.
Thursday, absolutely.
We're
actually one of the top 5 ranked radio shows in the 32 station market. So it's done real well. But had an opportunity to talk with 2 of the directors, Leroy and Judy. Great time. Rodeo Monkeys will be back this year.
Oh boy.
They're riding dogs, not sheep.
Not sheep. Okay,
not sheep.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got a lot of folks to thank. Couldn't do this without them. A big thank you to Abuelos, the Ramada Inn Hotel and Conference Center in Lakeland, Hampton Inn, Winter Haven, Harry's Old Place in Lakeland, Days Inn, Lakeland North, and Hollywood Tinting and Signs. Thank you folks so much for all your support.
Well, if you're checking your calendars, everybody, our next live show, January 25th, same bat time, same bat channel, for those of you that remember the real Batman. Hank and Mark will be back with that, but on the following dates and times, you can check out re-airs of this show if you just can't stand to not have enough or you don't have enough of Hank and Mark already. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks to the PGTV staff for a wonderful job directing, editing throughout the course of last year, and we're looking forward to a great year this year. We'll see you again next time.